Welcome to 108 Gates, where we're looking at the Divine Masculine reading, and hope you are well. Best wishes for 2024 and beyond. The January 2024 readings are up now. There's some fantastic energies going around there, and also opportunities to clear some residue in some spaces. So check out your natal chart, and those readings are ready for you. So here we go, already flying out. Longevity. Plan for and take the dedicated path. There was quite a strong energy around this in the Divine Feminine reading about choosing the correct choices for you, and then evolving and remembering that as we expand and widen our horizons, that we will have more options coming in. So then to go through that same process again of just because new options have come in doesn't mean that every option is the correct one. So doing that assessment again, making sure that we're clear on which way we're going and why we're going in that direction, or basically feeling it out of which is the correct direction for self. Desire. Be certain of where you place your passion, like as I just said. Right, and renewal. The renewal part feels like it's linked to the feminine aspect of things moving around, things expanding, things shifting and changing, widening scope of things, widening the horizon, widening the awareness of stuff. So in that process we will have more influences coming in, new influences coming in, fresh emotions and things to deal with or contend with, or acknowledge that we haven't had to before. So just being curious and creative with the new energies that are going to be coming in. Page of Serpent. So this new invigorated, it's like a new set of values, a new set of tokens to invest in self, a new set of rules to learn, a new set of everything basically as you're going out and widening horizons, widening options. There's a new set of everything basically, because a lot of it is not familiar, a lot of it is a next level of something, so it's going to be quite fresh. So it does feel like that split that's happening, or that has happened and is continuing to happen, is becoming more apparent now, that if you're going in the correct direction for yourself, that the rewards are going to start coming in, you're going to start benefiting from that, and to not take for granted that it was just easy to make the correct decision, because some decisions have been hard to make, some decisions have been really difficult to even identify that need to be made. So it's being easy on yourself, not to the point of allowing yourself to not do things that are required to be done, but easy on yourself as in like more forgiving of yourself of not having done things sooner, or not having done things in the way that you're doing now because you didn't recognise that they had to be corrected before. It's about the process. It's really honouring the process and acknowledging that you went from there to here, with particular steps having to happen, with a particular process having to happen. Like I said, we can't do other people's work for them. They have to do it themselves. And you have to, the biggest thing is honouring your own process and the pace of that, and also honouring other people's process and honouring their pace for that. And just, it is what it is. So as someone else is working on this, someone else could be working on that, and also then it could switch over, that we're all kind of doing our own thing at our own pace, which is great, because it's that thing of having that confidence to coexist with others, having that confidence to co-work, to collaborate, to cooperate with others, because the strengths that we have can be highlighted, and then those places where we don't feel as strong and we feel a bit lacking, or we don't have the correct information or knowledge, we then can identify those that do have a stronger knowledge of something, or a stronger perspective of something, or experience in a particular field, and then we can kind of build that trust to be able to ask them about that experience and then also feel honoured that someone asked us, but also to make sure that we're not taking people for granted, we're not taking certain things for granted, and that it is the valuing process of a lot of things is what's happening right now. So the Page of Serpents, let's get a different card for that, because that feels like it's really important. Value is not just the value of something, is valuing. The process of valuing is also going to be different. So if you haven't taken the time to show people that you appreciate them in the past, maybe now you'll do certain things as a normal way of being to let people know that you appreciate them, let people know that I acknowledge that you took time out to help me with this and it's much appreciated. It's not that you didn't do it in the past, it's just finding different ways of doing it. There's actually a value to both sides. It's not like how sometimes in the past we've had those energies of someone helping on the conditions that you also repay in a particular way. Also there's other ways of, like, if someone's repaying or giving you something that you don't actually need but expect you to pay them back or repay something back, when it's like, well, I didn't actually need that in the first place. So it's valuing something in a very different way. The understanding that repayment sometimes isn't instant. There's a certain thing that's happening in between. Other currencies, so currencies of trust, currencies of love, currencies of cooperation, different humanistic characteristics, human connection is being increased in value too. So valuing things in a different way. So these two coins here, it does feel like the way things are moving forward, as things are moving forward, as things are progressing, the valuing of things is going to be shifting and changing. And she feels, she looks pretty confident and comfortable in that balancing of the two coins. So in this particular reading, not every reading, but this particular reading right now, it feels like when you have the Page of Coins, it's a matter of making that coin be of greater value, making that receiving and giving process, receiving and giving equation, exchange, be of higher value, being of higher quality. Something else was coming in as well then, but it just kind of flitted away. Cosmic Mirror. Looking into the Cosmic Mirror, whenever I see these, I get the feeling of like the scrying. What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see happening? What do you want to perceive clearer? How do you go about setting up a bigger picture for yourself? So the Cosmic Mirror feels like it's really asking you to look at the long term, have a look at what you want to be bringing in, have a look at how you want to bring it in, but don't get attached to this is how I want to bring it in, therefore that is how I have to bring it in, because there may be better ways, there may be easier ways, there may be some twists and turns required. So if you get stuck in that being adamant of it has to be this way, it has to be at that time, again, getting yourself locked in possible past patterns, past ways of doing things, which you don't want to be doing now. You want to be aware of the fluidity of I'm here aiming for there as a pinpoint, but knowing that as you navigate this process, it can shift and change. Knowing as you navigate this process that your idea of where you're heading may also shift and change, not because you're not clear of where you're heading, it's just that other things may come up. Also, as you're building your confidence and building your strength and all those kind of things, then your confidence may lead you to different opportunities which you may not have considered before, you may not even have the opportunity to contemplate before. So really having fun with being curious and creative with this new energy coming in and your own personal evolution. So here we have it, the Fool actually confirming, I guess, what I've just said, that being ready to step into places where you hadn't even contemplated, being ready to be a different version of yourself, being ready to be a larger version of yourself and a more vast kind of entity, if that makes sense. There's certain things, the more you put into being more of yourself, the more you put into valuing those things that have been exchanged and making sure that the correct exchange is happening, the Fool is going to be having bigger things, bigger cliffs to walk off, bigger adventures to walk through, bigger spaces to contemplate and navigate. So as much as it feels expansive and exciting, it also can become overwhelming and daunting. So just to keep a check on that and making sure that you're providing yourself that support to go into new spaces. I can't remember if it's the one before this one or if it's the Divine Feminine, but there was an energy coming up earlier today around wanting to be more prepared for where you're stepping into. So making sure your self-care, it shifts and changes. So when you've got your healthy self-care and self-love regime and routine sorted, making sure you're going a bit deeper, because now the path you're going on is going to require more of you. It's going to be a lot more demanding possibly for some of you, because of the nature of where you're expanding yourself into. It doesn't mean it's going to get more difficult. In fact, it might actually get easier the more you are preparing self-love, self-care regimes and routines. It may be because you're being more in flow, you're not holding on to the negatives, or you're not holding on the impossible stuff, and you're actually being more receptive to receiving support, receptive to receiving the resources, receptive to receiving the correct directions to get to where you actually want to go to. And it'll be simpler and easier because of letting go, because of not holding on to things rigidly. So you've got the Queen of Serpents. Again, that keep increasing the value of yourself, not just because, not in the sense of net worth or anything like that. It's more to do with really, really sincerely understanding what was my impact when I was doing this, what was my impact when I was doing that, and not looking for the space of where you were actually impacting things. Remembering those comments, like when someone said, thank you for helping me, that helped me with the blah 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 blah, I didn't know how to approach this, and thank you for that. And remembering those expressions, and actually instead of just kind of like letting it go or dismissing it, have you taken time to actually understand what the impact was for someone else? There was an interesting conversation I had with some people over the weekend about how they're in this situation and their perspective is need support, need this, need that, and they were upset that others didn't support that. But it was also then making sure that we looked at the other side of like that the people that asking support from don't know how to support if you don't ask for it, if you don't let them know what's going on the other side of it. So this here, it feels like those certain kind of conversations are going to be happening of maybe in the past you expected people to be telepathic or something, I don't know, and didn't tell them exactly, or there was some kind of pride or shame or something involved here, or some kind of fear of being held in debt to someone or something like that. But now it's a matter of have those conversations, make sure you're transparent, and then understand that not only have people impacted you, but you've also impacted people, and remembering those comments and when you have impacted them, and making sure that look into it and feel, did I actually believe them when they said that nice pleasant comment about me, or did I just dismiss it and say to myself, oh, they're probably lying anyway, they're probably just misleading me anyway, they're probably just leading me on so that I do more for them in the fact. Where were the comments, where were the responses for that? That's a massive indicator right now, especially as we've got Pluto leaving Capricorn and Saturn doing its little dance. We need to start calibrating the hierarchy of which we're putting ourselves in, and actually getting a realistic perspective of it. So let's get a card for the Fool. Stepping into the world, stepping into a larger perspective of the world, stepping into a new space in the world that you may not have carved out for yourself before, you may not have even contemplated possible for yourself before. So you're allowing yourself to move into spaces that weren't possibly accessible before, but they're going to be now, or they are now. So allowing that to just, as much as it may be daunting, as much as it may be quite scary, allowing yourself to embrace that. So, Queen of Serpents, again, you were hurt possibly in the past. There are going to be things coming up that where you've been hurt by others, or where you've hurt yourself, or where you've hurt others in the past, possibly now, I don't know. It depends on who you are and what you're dealing with. But the value of just taking some time to understand this is going to lead into this aspect here, that's renewal. As you're going into something, like, do you get so sidetracked that you're distracted by what you're doing, but you don't actually pay attention to what's happening beside you? That's just one example. Is it the other way around, that you tend to have people around you that are so focused on what they're doing that they don't pay attention to you when you need it, but you're always there when they need it? So that kind of deal, that's coming up here in this Five of Coins here. So feeling left out, feeling as though you're always giving, but you're not actually able to receive because you've expected yourself to not receive at this point. There was something else that was coming up earlier. This feels like it's coming into a certain astrological aspect of overgiving, over contemplating certain things of how to do this for someone else when that's their work to do. When you're overcompensating because you feel like you're undervalued, or because you want to kind of prove your value. It's just coming away from those things and making sure that you start acknowledging when a compliment was given. Was it a sincere compliment, or did you hear it as something insincere? Do you think it was a sincere compliment or not? And not getting stuck in it. Just kind of, when it comes up, how did I feel about it? Did I actually take it on? Did I actually receive the positive energy from that compliment? If you didn't, take it now, receive it now. Take that moment to receive it now. Start building up the resources which you may have just let go past you before. Like I've said it before, like it's like playing a particular games when you have to collect the coins as you go along the game, but you have a chance to go along and collect some more of the coins again that you left behind. It's this feeling is really strong again here. The Empress, see yourself rising, see yourself being emotionally supported, emotionally strong. Cosmic Mirror, what are you expecting? What are you wanting? What happens if you are confident in yourself? What happens if you're confident in your abilities and your skills? How does everyone else then follow suit with that? How does everyone else follow your lead in your perspective of yourself? So we're going to get another card over here. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. And Four of Wands. What a beautiful conclusion there. You got the Four of Wands, Ten of Cups, solid foundation being built. Solid foundation is possible. Solid foundation may have been there. It may just need some debris that's covering it cleared. Ten of Cups, really possible. It's all there. It's about seeing the value of things, and I don't mean the net value. I mean those valuable comments that you've kind of dismissed. Reclaim that value, reclaim the higher energies of that value, reclaim the truth of you genuinely, sincerely may have helped someone and didn't acknowledge it or realize it before. Reclaim that. Really elevate your perspective of your value in your own heart, in your own mind. So for now, Divine Masculine reading here, Divine Feminine reading uploaded. Excuse me. Your January 2024 readings are up, so check those out. Please do check out your natal chart if you can, if you're able to do that and know how to do that. And if not, maybe there's some direction we can give about the natal chart, but there's plenty of people doing that. And I do personal readings. Email is in the box below. Also, sometimes, depending on the time frame, doing online remote Reiki sessions too. See how it goes. Enjoy this, and till later, peace and love.